Well, it's the middle of January and we're just experiencing another very cold snap. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning, middle of January as I say, and the temperature is about 3 degrees. Heavy frost last night, but I've come down to the Arundel Wetland Centre to basically see whatever we can see and what I can photograph and video. And as you will have seen from my opening shot of the pond behind me, there's a lot of ice on the water, so I suspect we might see a few birds skating around rather than swimming around. I think the beauty or benefit, if you like, of the Arundel Wetland Centre is that it has something for everybody in a relatively small area. There's obviously the lakes for the indigenous species, but there's also a couple of ponds which specialise in non-indigenous species to the UK, such as, for example, these pelicans. The ponds for the non-indigenous species must have some form of heating, as there was no sign of ice there. But the lakes or ponds where there certainly are British indigenous birds or migratory birds were completely frozen over, and the birds looked quite lost trying to work out what was going on. You'd certainly think that a Canada goose would have a good idea of how to deal with ice coming from such a cold winter country. There were a number of people in the hide where I was when we saw this kingfisher. We were all delighted to see that's a beautiful little bird. Frequently it would dive down onto the water or try to get to the water only to be nonplussed when it couldn't get through the ice. When I took this shot of a red kite from the hide, you could barely see it with the naked eye, it was so far away. I was using an 800mm lens on my Nikon Z9, and in addition I was using the camera's 2x digital zoom facility, making this a virtual 1600mm lens. And still, as you can see, it's fairly small in the picture. Ideally I could have done with a tripod, but I was actually hand holding for this. This shot of the lapwing is another one taken using the 800mm lens. Well, that's it for this visit to Arundel Wetland Centre. I could stay longer, but it's very cold. My hands are freezing, so I'm going to head on home and see what I've managed to get on the camera. Bye for now. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little trip to the Arundel Wetland Centre. If so, please give it a like. In the meantime, I'll leave it to this friendly little chappie, this Robin, to sum up with his thoughts of the video. Well, I think that about says it all.